It's Monday, guys, which means it's weigh-in day, and I weighed in a pound heavier than last week. I'm depressed. No, I'm not actually too depressed about it. It will be all right. It is what it is. Anyway, so last week I was sick, like Tuesday till I still am sick. I feel dizzy. I feel like I'm gonna pass out on yesterday or the day before. Can't remember. I did actually pass out a couple times and I'm just not feeling well. So when you feel like you're gonna pass out, you don't want to get on the treadmill. So I didn't, but I should have. So I only got in 2 miles. My goal was 10 last week, but I only got in 2. So this week I need to do better. This morning I got on the treadmill, even though I feel like crap, and I was going to go 2 miles, whether I walked it or ran or what, because I just need to get moving, and my treadmill's not working. So I got a million excuses, don't I? So I have a service guy coming out in the morning, and we'll get it fixed, and I'll get walking or running again. And anyway, so that's where we're at. Hopefully I will have some better successes this week. I'm not really going to change the game plan right now because I didn't actually even meet my fitness goals last week. So we'll try and do better this week and see how things are next weigh-in. Oh, and in case you're wondering, I'm not pregnant. So I've been watching a ton of vlogs recently. Been expanding my horizons, watching more than just the Shay Tards. And I've realized some things I like in vlogs and things that are a little less entertaining. And I've noticed that I love when people acknowledge me, us, the people that are sitting on the other side of the computer screen. And I just really want to connect with all of you. I want to connect with my viewers. I want to learn about you. And so I decided I'm going to start a little series, a getting to know you series. And I can only do my part, which is I'm going to kind of give you a little background into myself, my life, myself, my family. And then I'm going to hope, cross my fingers, that you guys will share a little bit about you. I would love to connect with you via Twitter. I'll leave my Twitter down here or in the comments below. And I promise I'll comment back. I hope we have something we can relate on. And if not, I hope we can learn something from each other. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to start. I'm probably going to start with the story of Shay and I, because that's where our family begins. So I left you hanging yesterday. Where's the story? I'm reviewing the footage that I had from yesterday and realized that I didn't continue. And as I'm reviewing it, Caben, that's holding a leopard gecko, just informed me. He says, "Mom, you're not a very good storyteller." And then I was like, that wasn't very nice. And he's like, "Well, you're all right. Dad can just go on forever." Well, Dad's not willing to be on the camera and tell the story, so I have to be the next best thing. Anyway, so I'm going to tell the story of Shay and I, because he is the love of my life. So Shay and I both grew up in a small town in southeast Idaho, but we lived on opposite ends of the town. Shay lived about as far south. Amber wants to show her picture. That's Michelle the monkey. Okay, so Shay lived about as south of town as you could get, and I lived way north. And so we didn't know each other. And then I guess we went to the same junior high school. I mean, not I guess we went. We did go to the same junior high school for my 7th grade and half of my 8th grade year. And he was a grade ahead of me, so I didn't know him. He says he remembers me from junior high, but we didn't really know each other. And then high school came, and we went to the same high school, and I still didn't know him, and I didn't meet him at high school. I met Shay one evening in the spring, at the end of my 10th grade year, his 11th grade year, when he was in a band that practiced in the house across the street from my house. And I had just come home I was with my sisters and a couple of my friends. I'd just come home from drill team tryouts, which I didn't make. So I was wearing this leotard, had my dance shoes on, and we came home.
You did ballet?
I did ballet.
I do ballet too.
Yep. Amber does ballet too. Anyway, so I come home, we get out of the car, and we could hear music playing. So we decided it was the perfect time to dance in the street. Because we love dancing, even though I never made drill team. Anyway, so we danced, and when they finished their song, we clapped and cheered. And we were their first fans ever, so they were excited to come out and see who was clapping. And so we hung out for a while that night. They came over to my house, and
But was that the time when you didn't like someone that you didn't know in that house?
yeah, I invited someone I didn't know in the house. But it was your daddy, so it worked out.
Mommy.
Anyway, so they came over, and then they went home, and my friends and my sister and I, we went out for most of the night, and I don't know what we did. Drove around, did our thing, whatever young teenagers do. Anyway, we came home later. Quit it. We came home later, and
Cuckoo, when you
Shay and
if
his
you were
buddies
to sing,
were still across the street at their friend Brady's house. So we went and hung out with them some more. We sat in their hot tub. And then from that day forward, they had a hot tub. From that day forward, we spent about every
My life
moment
just
we
keeps
could.
getting worse and worse. You had horses.
We spent about every minute we could together. So we hung out all summer long and just fell head over heels for each other. The next school year, Shay transferred schools. He started going to this brand new high school. And I was left at Highland High School. And I think most of my favorite people transferred over to the new school. And so I just was done with high school. Amber, move your head, please. Move your giant melon. Move your giant melon. You want up? I had a lot of friends that were older and they had already started going to college. So I decided, my 11th grade year, that I was done with high school. So I dropped out and I started going to college. Which, college years were one of my favorite years of my life. I loved them. So Shay and I went to school together and continued to be in love. And then when Shay was 21, he left on a 2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to go serve in the Philippines, which was heartbreaking to me because I missed him so much. But when he left, although we were a couple before, we had decided that we weren't going to continue to stay as an official couple because he wanted life to take the course that it was meant to take. He didn't want me waiting for him. And I didn't want him to be worrying about a girlfriend while he was serving a mission. And his mind should be on teaching and loving people in the Philippines. Although not loving them romantically.
This is actually really a long story.
So we continue to write
There's
each other.
a baby back there playing with stuff.
Actually, it's right there.
Oh.
So we continued to write each other
Actually,
throughout
it's
the whole
back
2
there.
years. I had a little countdown that I'd mark off a section of this picture that was colored in little number sections. I'd mark off and count down the days till I came home. And I was just plugged away at school. I spent my free time.
Actually, it's over here.
Well, this is reversed. It's tricky, huh? I spent my free time playing in the outdoors. I loved mountain biking, rock climbing, backpacking. I just loved being outside.
I'm actually on this side.
Which I blame.
So, and actually came in as on this side. We're all
Anyway,
twisted
so
up.
I had a lot of fun
It's backwards.
going to college. It took me
It's backwards.
it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, but somehow after 6.5 years, I ended up with a Bachelor of Science degree.
Quit talking in my ear.
Oh, the baby's gonna fall off. I ended up with a degree in elementary education. So Shay came home from his mission October 27th,
Leopard gecko time.
2006.
Ah!
And 5 days later,
I'm gonna go put Kuka away.
okay, 5 days later he proposed, which was a surprise to both him and I. And I'll tell you the proposal story another time because it's a good one. But anyway, so
I bet it is, and I bet it's long.
you've
Because this
heard it.
one's long.
Well, you've heard it.
I never knew
I'm
that.
sure Dad's told you.
I
Anyway,
don't remember it.
so just a few months later, in February, we got married in Idaho Falls. Sorry, guys, I had to stop and feed my kiddos lunch. Anyway, marrying Shay was the best decision I've ever made. I love him so much. Well, that's it, guys, for the first segment of Getting to Know You. I'm going to be telling the stories of each of my children, and I'm going to share my proposal story at some point. I'm going to see if I can get Shay to join me on that one. Anyway, I love you guys. I want you to thumbs up and subscribe to me so we can be besties. And just to clarify, you don't actually have to thumbs up for us to become besties. I won't put any such conditions on our friendship.
Vlogs, only vlogs, only vlogs, only vlogs.